بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام را. تلك آيات الكتاب المبين. إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون. نحن نقص عليك.
Alhamdulillah, we have Brother Sharif Abdul Malik, who is one of our entrepreneurs, our young and rising Muslim scholars and leaders in North America and around the world. And he's also the owner of We Buy Black, which is a social media campaign and platform that has over how many?
About 1.3 at this point.
1.3 hundred or 1.3 thousand?
1.3 million.
1.3 million followers. Now, brother, tell me, first of all, what is We Buy Black, and how did you get 1.3 million? You are somebody who has a blue check next to your name. How did that happen?
Yeah, so we started very organically, and that's how we remain. We started reaching out to people saying things like we need to do for ourselves. We should have our own hospitals, our own restaurants, and that language attracted people in our community to say, you know what, you're right. And sooner or later, man, I remember us having right around 11,000 followers. With that group, we decided to do a crowdfund to leverage the audience that we have so that we could produce our website. And we raised about $30,000 in 30 days.
You raised $30,000 from 11,000 people in 30 days.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that was our first campaign. And since then, we had two other campaigns. The second campaign, we raised $70,000 in 30 days, which was about 6 or 7 months later.
Now, $70,000. What did you do with this $70,000? First, you got a nice website. Hopefully, this website is really producing some money for you all. But what did you do with the $70,000?
Well, we put it right into our infrastructure. Building out our business, hiring our staff, but most of it went to tech. And tech maintenance. The site now has circulated over $3 million in our community. And that's
Hold on. So you have a site that promotes other Muslim businesses on it. So it's like a marketplace, essentially?
Yeah, it's
almost like an Amazon for the Muslim community? Is that what you're talking about?
It would be considered Amazon for our community as a whole, the black community as a whole.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So there are some Muslims on that definitely sell on the site. But we have members of our whole community, whether that's the Moorish Science Temple, the Nation of Islam, our Christian brothers and sisters, all denominations.
The black community in general, We Buy Black.
Yes, sir.
And it's a black Amazon.
It can be seen as a black Amazon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so, I heard that Jeff Bezos started this company out of his garage.
Yeah.
And ultimately, he got so big, and his wife separated, so she took $150 billion, and he still had $150 billion. Yeah. Hopefully, you and your wife will stay together. You keep those billions together. But what if you were going to project forward?
Yeah.
What do you see in the future for We Buy Black?
Yeah. And
the people who you are touching?
Yeah. So We Buy Black essentially is it's no more than a tool. It's not the end. I could see how some members in our community may see it as the end. They would say things like, that's all we got to do. We buy black. But that's not really the end. We have to do more than buy black. We have to do more than just. It has to be We Buy Black is a tool for our greater purpose in life. That We Buy Black is is really helping our people come together collectively to circulate our dollars. But what do we do with those dollars? You see, where do we put those? What about education? What about our culture? What about government? So what about our health? So all of these are different facets of our life, and We Buy Black is really targeting the economic piece. And
so are you taking this economic empowerment and using it as a way of trying to teach people really the idea that Allah has given you the money, not for you to own it, but you to just use it as either a test to do good or a test not to do good? Are you teaching people that?
Yeah. So Imam Muhammad gave us this vision of New Africa, and essentially New Africa, in short, would be I would say it's a physical manifestation of our collective urge or desire to do for ourselves and to be in control of our own life. And, you know, when we say New Africa is having our own restaurants, having our own hotels, having our own businesses, etc., that's no more than what any other community already has. So it's not the end, it's the beginning. It's really what makes us human. And, you know, We Buy Black is a facet, it is a component of New Africa. It is a component of New Africa targeting the economic piece. To say that right now they're saying that our dollar in the black community circulates only, leaves our community in just 6 hours. So
how long does it leave the Jewish community or the Latino community? Or do you know some comparisons?
Yeah, definitely. So the Jewish community is said to leave in 21 days, and the white community is said to leave 17 days. But in the black community, it's only 6 hours. And I could give an example. You know, we could help a business pay their rent. Who are they paying their rent to? So it has to be more than just buying black. Where are you spending your money once you get it? You know, if we don't have a grocery store in our community, then all the dollars that you make for your livelihood, where you know, from your water bill, your electric bill, all the way to, you know, your groceries.
We don't have a Mercedes-Benz. Oh, well, even if we have a Mercedes-Benz dealer that might be African-American, Mercedes and Benz, definitely, from my understanding, are not African-American.
Right. That's right. That's exactly right. So we should, you know, We Buy Black is about helping our community see that we have to create our own cars, not just the car, but also the tire that goes on the car.
And the manufacturing plant and all the facilities that are being used in that plant as well, right?
That's our language. That's our language. That's the language of We Buy Black, is for us to take full control of all the things that we need to produce for our livelihood and to circulate our dollars in our community. That's We Buy Black.
And so let me ask you, how do you defeat the greed, the envy, the jealousy, and the selfishness that sometimes comes along when people start making lots of money?
Well, you talking about for some of the vendors, maybe?
How do you personally defeat this?
Okay.
And how do you project how you want your movement to, you know, prevent themselves from being consumed by this, which ultimately, even if you get so wealthy, and if you are consumed by this, they'll, as you know, in the surah, it talks about the wealthy hoarders. Yeah. How do you prevent yourself from becoming, you know, those types of people?
Well, you know, money is a tool as well. You know, money is a tool. Is sort of like the dirt that's in the ground. You know, that's how I would say money. Money is like dirt in the ground. You know, but you know that dirt has to be utilized for something. You know, we put the seed in the ground, it grows the plant, it produces the fruit, and we eat the fruit. We don't eat the dirt, we eat the fruit. So the money, we should not eat the money. And sometimes, you know, people in the world make the mistake of eating the money, consuming the money, but that's just like eating dirt.
Come on.
We should be focusing on what is the dirt is going to produce. So
eating the good.
That's right. Eating the good of what the dirt produces.
Come on.
You know, and dirt is nasty. You know, dirt is nasty, and it's not to be consumed by us. You know, it will kill you. You know, if you just eat dirt. So really, the idea here is that what we have to do is build and call our people to a vision, a collective vision. No matter what facet we're in, We Buy Black is targeting the economic troubles that we have in our community to help us circulate our dollar back into our community, empower our community. But that's one facet, that's one tool, that's one hammer. But you know, we got a lot of different hammers in our community. But what are we building? What are we building with the hammers that we have? So New Africa is the vision. We Buy Black is a small component to help us reach New Africa, and the money that we produce with We Buy Black, we help other people create products. So we now have black-owned toothbrushes, black-owned laundry detergent. We have black-owned diapers. We have black-owned light bulbs, toilet tissue.
So people go on the site, they find something that they like, they click on it, they buy it, and then the people who are the vendors or the partners, they ship the products to the actual consumers and customers who purchase that product on your site.
That's
and
correct.
You get a share of that.
Most definitely.
Just come from your. That's amazing.
Yeah, most definitely.
So if people want to get in contact with you, they contact you by
Yeah, if people want to get in contact with us, they could go to our website. They go to WeBuyBlack.com. If they have any troubles, they could contact our support team. We recently launched a campaign to produce a supermarket to help circulate our dollars in our community. We raised $500,000, and we're going to build a supermarket. We're going to leverage that money with a black-owned bank in Atlanta, and we located a property. We have the business plan. We have the drawings, and we're going to build a supermarket from the ground up. A very modern supermarket that's going to focus in on local and black-owned products.
So almost like a Whole Foods, but a We Buy Black Foods.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's going to be like a Whole Foods, but it's going to be much better than Whole Foods because it's going to be community-oriented. Literally, the people of Atlanta are going to be able to go into that supermarket and find maybe a relative, a cousin that produced that jam or that peanut butter. And we're going to have an incubator attached to it because that's what we already do now to ensure that if there's any product that we don't have on the market, we're going to create it. So a lot of those products that I named earlier, those are products that have been a part of the movement and have been created more recently as a part of the We Buy Black movement, for sure.
Well, brother, it is an honor. I've heard a lot of good things about you since you left D.C. and you were a young boy coming up in D.C. going to what high school did you go to?
We went to W.D. Muhammad
High School in Atlanta, but your father and mother were from D.C.
Yes,
and,
sir.
You came back and forth from the years, and then you went to Howard, right?
I did. I went to Howard. Graduated from Howard University. Yeah.
HU. Yeah. So again, for your children who may pick up this video from next 20 years, what would you want them to know? They might not have experienced some of the rough times that you experienced, but what do you want them to take away so it pierces their heart and prevents them from being lazy because they might have things more comfortable than you had it?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that the biggest thing for us, particularly the young people who are listening, I would say think bigger beyond our community. Know that your value, you can be the leader of the whole world. However, you cannot forget your mother. You cannot forget the one that birthed you. So that's very key, that's very important. You take care of yourself, you take care of your family, you take care of your community, and you take care of the whole world. So it starts there. But we start at self, but the vision, the goal is the whole world. So don't limit yourself with just providing for your family. Don't limit yourself with just providing for your community. Don't just be known for providing for your community. Have a mind, have a vision, and have the capacity to be a leader and to be a global citizen contributing to the whole world.
Well, brother, let me tell you, Sharif, it was an honor to have this conversation with you, and we look forward to engaging with you, not only in this movement that we're building to record these stories like you, so many brothers and sisters doing exciting and wonderful things, man, and touching the people around them.
Yes,
you know what I mean? That's the true legacy of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as well as our great predecessors like Imam W.D. Muhammad and his father, and my father, your father. I mean, so we have again an obligation to do what you're doing, and a lot of our brothers, they don't understand that connection, man. Sure. So I appreciate you understanding it, and we appreciate this time together with you. May Allah reward you and your family and bless us to both work together and win together.
Most definitely. Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
عربيا لعلكم تعقلون نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص بما أوحينا إليك هذا القرآن وإن كنت من قبله لمن الغافلين إذ قال يوسف لأبيه يا أبت إني رأيت 11 كوكبا والشمس والقمر رأيتهم لي ساجدين قال يا بني لا تقصص رؤياك على إخوتك فيكيدوا لك كيدا إن الشيطان للإنسان عدو مبين